Okay, so I was gonna wait until after I got on the road to start this video, but in any case, I've got a problem with hesitation on hard acceleration, and it's more like a bog. Like you hit the gas and it wants to go, but then it just absolutely falls off the face of the earth. And then after I let off the gas at high speed, say 50, 60 miles an hour, it it backfires, pops about 5, 6 times if I'm doing like 70. And so in any case, to get the idea around, this is a 350 uh, VIN code M, so it's the heavy duty truck, C30, 1985 C30, 350 turbo 400. In any case, so I would almost want to point to the secondaries on the carburetor being the issue. Maybe it's that piece of junk back there with that coil sitting on top. Is just always a bad idea to let that kind of heat through. Anyway, so the primaries are opening up just fine. The secondaries are indeed opening up just fine. Everything is happening. So if let's see if I can actually do this. I don't know if I've got it cause this linkage to throw off or not, but yeah, it's got to be on, I guess. And that wasn't a good idea because those opening that throttle, the plugs that are inside there are leaking. I did rebuild this carburetor. Apparently some joker before me decided to rebuild this carburetor, and I don't think he knew what he was doing. So the reason why I say that, well, first off, there's a couple of things going on. This truck has been tinkered on much longer, or much before me working on this thing. A lot of the peripheries, oh, should I say all of, except for the EGR there, peripheries for the smog have been deleted completely from this. I've got headers on here, which I don't know if this is a better setup than actually having smog, because you start dicking with that kind of stuff, you might as well junk the truck after you're done, because somebody coming in after you, it really complicates things to try and figure stuff out. Like what's going on here, you know? Actually, where did that go? Wow. Okay, I made a mistake. Maybe I should put that back on there and anyway. So all the smog stuff's been deleted. There's nothing except for EGR and PV, PCV, PCP. I mean, that valve right there is still there. I mean, there's a couple of things which I don't know if a lot of this stuff still is in operation. Anyway, I know I'm getting vacuum. I know the EGR is opening on acceleration. I don't know if it's got maybe the diaphragm maybe cracked or corroded enough to where it's not sealing properly. But what I'm trying to get at here is this thing's been all tore up. Carburetor's been rebuilt, and I knew it was rebuilt because there's a couple things that were going on, to include the little it looks like a missile inside there, the little float guy that comes up and down. I don't know the names of these things. Please don't ask me. I don't understand or don't know the lingo, jargon, whatever. The little missile looking guy inside there, that has it's like a screw that a shaft that it goes on into, and that shaft, it has a single here, let me go grab this out of the garage. Anyway, it goes down inside there. It has a little washer down inside there that basically adds as a spacer, maybe a seal, something like that. Yeah, pineapple rings. Yeah, that's exactly what this is. Anyway, the guy that did this, he actually, all right, so here's that tube looking thing. The missile, I think, yeah, there's a little missile guy. There's a little missile guy. He goes down inside there and you know, comes up and then fills a float bowl, all that good stuff. But the thing is that these little washers that this sits in, there wasn't just one of them. There was two of them down inside there. So he made that mistake, which is a common error from what I understand. I've watched a couple of guys. Shout out to Who Said Tyler. You're the man. You're the reason why I rebuilt this thing. You and a couple other guys I have to give praise to that I wouldn't have been able to rebuild that carburetor at all without the help of other fellow YouTubers anyway. So I knew that that carburetor was rebuilt because these two were sitting in there. The new ones in the truck, it wouldn't. I don't think it'd run very well if it wasn't, or we'd have leakage issues, and I don't know where that would go. I know it's in the truck. I put it together. I wouldn't leave myself with that kind of worry. Otherwise, I wouldn't have rebuilt the carburetor if I was too stupid to do that right. Anyway, so moving forward. So the problem that I'm thinking that I'm having is that it is indeed maybe that same guy put in new, I guess these are called idlers or jets. I don't know. Yeah, jets. And he apparently bent the hanger for this thing too. I'm trying to get this out of here without dropping anything. I might have to set this camera down to get this stuff out of here. Two hands, one with a cigarette in it and a phone in the other, doesn't really help. In any case, so I'll set this cigarette down. I will drop that little screw like I've been dropping things all day today. I think he put in different ones, and I say that because it won't run right. I tried to adjust this. Let me focus for a second before I lose the screw. It's tiny. Oh God, it's all gonna come on one shot. Of course, I am going to lose this damn thing. Here we go. Okay. Where the hell do I put that? It's so tiny. Safe place, where are you? Stuffing in my cigarette, like in the butt there. Oh, where's the safe place at? I'm lying to myself. Because, I adjusted this hanger. And, you know, I tried to straighten it out as best as I could. And it's not perfect by any means, but it's close. But, okay, I had the problem where it was completely bent. This whole thing was bent like crazy. And so I thought that would resolve the issue. It didn't, you know, it's still hesitation, or I keep saying hesitation, I mean to say bog. Hesitation seems to be like from a stop to go. Okay, so let me go ahead and see what size these are. Or it says C, it's got little underscores under there. I don't know if that camera can focus on this. Probably not, especially with how shaky my hands are. Focus. No, it doesn't want to. This shininess is not going to help me. So, C, N, N, C, I don't know. Anyway, so these, it doesn't say anything else on there. I got C, N, N. I think it says C and N. I don't wash that too much. Yeah, C, and then below it is C and N. Doesn't say anything else on here. You know, and the reason why I say that is because maybe, you know, for a C30, he might have put new jets in there, thinking that he could improve horsepower, or because he took off all of that smog stuff. Maybe he did at one point, but the thing is, I don't understand his setup. I don't understand how vacuum works on exhaust. I've been dicking around with it, trying to get it to exhaust and all that, or to vacuum in the correct directions. This thing I'm pretty sure is inoperative, which I'm pretty sure would cause everything to go bad. Could be a problem there too. In any case, yeah, so with the setup that I have, it's running. And when I fire it up and let it warm up to temperature at a standstill in park, it will rev all the way up to top end. And I don't know where my head's at, but I love revving this thing up. It sounds so good, especially when I cut the exhaust pipes off there anyway. So this is a problem, or at least I believe it might be a problem. If I can get any feedback on the actual size that comes with one of these 85 C30 trucks, this is the two-door standard cab long bed 350 VIN code M. If I can get any feedback or anybody to at least give me an idea of what these are supposed to have. I don't know if Quadrajet, unless I'd call somebody, I don't know if Quadrajet would know exactly what size that it's supposed to be anyway. Maybe I can get that off the carburetor, but then I'd have to do more research. I'm not good at that. So in any case, yeah. Okay, so help with the hanger. If it's slightly bent, maybe it's going to cause that issue, which I'm going to point out. Maybe you can see this, but right right. Don't focus on the cigarette. Focus on the needle-looking thing, please. Okay. Right here, there is a ring. You can't really see it in the camera, or at least I can't. I know that transferring all this information over the laptop's not going to help either. There's a wear mark, and it's bad on this one, but it's extreme on that one. Maybe you can see that one. I'm pretty sure it's from where the hanger was actually bent. It was causing it to run into where it plunges into. You can kind of see that wear mark there, but it's all the way down to what looks like brass. You can kind of see a yellowish underneath there, which this camera is not going to pick up on. You can kind of see that line. So in any case, yeah, that's the problem. That's what I think is the problem. You know, this not sealing correctly, that being slightly bent, which I'm sure it comes from Quadradet in the same fashion where he had to straighten it out. I don't know how to do that correctly. If somebody could dial me in on that one too, that'd be great. In any case, I'm gonna go ahead and put this truck back together, drive it down the road, prove the point of it hesitating and backfiring. Maybe you'll hear it, maybe you won't. It runs good when it's parked. Runs just fine when it's parked, but under the load it does not want to go. When it sounds like it's secondaries that are doing that. So in any case, here you go. I'll try and blend these two videos together and maybe we'll get one out there. So everything kind of sounds okay. It's still at high idle. There it goes. I mean, it's loud because it's got the pipes cut off, or the exhaust cut off. Excuse me, the muffler's cut off. Back there, right where the bed's at. So I mean, it sounds good when it's at rest, but let me get out here on the highway and try this out. See what it does. I just put that plug back on that carburetor. I just fashioned a new one, and we'll try it again. Hopefully that actually solved the problem. I also adjusted the timing. I was sitting at 32 degrees at 2,000 RPM. Don't ask me why I came up with that number. I don't remember, and I'm dumb. I don't know. I don't have the emissions tags. I think that was part of the idea of getting this thing inspected, is they took the emissions tag off, so they didn't know the routing of hoses and where they were supposed to hit the smog, because it does still have some smog components even though it's a VIN code M. The problem, you know, with that is now I don't know anything about how the carburetor is the vacuum lines for the carburetor is supposed to be ran. And I don't know, it might have had the timing setting on that tag. And I mean, I've been all over Google, Bing, whatever, looking for emissions tag for one of these trucks. Impossible, can't find it. I mean, I've ran across the vans and maybe some 454s, but I haven't found anything for this 350. So let me get out on the highway and show you what this thing sounds like. Turn right quick so I can show you that it runs good when I'm at partial throttle. That's about an 1/8 throttle. That's about a quarter. I don't know if you heard me. That's about a quarter right there. Oh, here we go. Doesn't do it all the time, so just when it gets warmed up, it's about 210 at this point. And we'll get up here onto this highway. So I mean, you can hear it, it sounds fine. And then I get out on the highway and I try to go from like 35 to 75 or even 65. I guess it depends on the mood in any case. We'll get to the highway real quick. Alright. Stuck in traffic. Started to. Sounds good for a minute, but once I start getting real fast, getting on it, bringing the heat up, it just goes way down to shit. I mean, it just drops off the face of the earth. There it goes. There it goes. Now she's starting to stumble. I don't know where that came from. She wasn't stumbling before. It might be because I turned up the now the timing up advanced. I went from 32 to 36. So it might be way too high. I'm gonna drop that back, but that stumble, that's new. I think that's the reason why too. Get myself out of fucking traffic here in a minute. Take this side road or something. I should have done that U-turn right there. Stupid! I'll just U-turn it right here. I don't know if you heard that backfire or not. It's about to happen right here. I don't know if you heard anything I was saying, but it didn't start doing anything yet, but it will soon. Oh, fucking H1. Hell yeah. It's got the doors off and everything. You see him? Maybe you don't. Okay, whatever. I'd rather have one of those. At least it's a GM. Was it GM back then? Who knows? Okay, here we go. If I can reel back just a little bit there. I don't know if you heard that, but when I had the mufflers on there, I mean that was so loud it scared me. I thought somebody shot me. Loud truck. Anyway, that's why I cut the mufflers off, because they had holes in them. I'm pretty sure they were blown out because of the backfiring. Pop, poppity, pop, pop. Let's do this a couple more times. That's what I was talking about. So it's this is isn't so bad, not as bad as yesterday, but it's all about how warm it gets, really. So though it's been a lot of fun, I hate abusing this truck like this. I'm gonna go ahead and take it back home, shut it down, and hopefully I get some good replies. Somebody's got some good suggestions for me. I know a lot of people are gonna blame it on the smog, but at this point, I don't have the money for you know, undertaking new smog pump, new manifolds to replace the headers. Geez, that's too much. I'd rather throw this truck away than try and buy, you know, $400 or $500 worth of smog parts. I mean, or even go to the junkyard and try and find one that I won't snap bolts and studs into the, geez. I mean, this truck's so rotted out. It's a Michigan truck anyway. So I mean, me putting that flatbed on there was because the actual bed itself was so rotted out, I pretty much couldn't put anything in there. The springs out back, two of the springs on the left-hand side are cracked right in half. The hold down where the bushing's at on the passenger side, the top of it's been blown off of it. You know, I mean, it's just that rotted out. The frame's got a hole in it out. I mean, there's so much going on. Anyway, I'm shutting this phone down. Hopefully I get some good replies. I appreciate any that you give. Thanks. A couple of things I forgot to mention. I've looked at a lot of different issues with this truck. This thing used to have, of course, the two gas tanks on it, and there's 3 lines coming out of the, I don't know what it's called, the switch for where you switch over gas tanks. There's 3 lines, 2 more just like this one. I did this with each of the lines, just capped it off and made sure it was seemingly airtight. There's 2 more down there. Did that to all 3 of those. I haven't checked the gas cap on this thing. I have not set up fuel pressure gauge on this thing. Maybe it is a gas cap. I couldn't guess. That thing's worth a damn. The gasket seems to be all rotted out in there, which, you know, 1985 Michigan truck. I mean, these you can't see anything. I don't have the flash on. So, you know, oh well, you can see this though. Yeah, isn't that beautiful? Yeah, that's the LMC truck. Here I come. Yeah, been there, done that anyway. Definitely gonna be buying lots more stuff from there if this thing keeps running. Starts running better anyway. Let's see. I've replaced the plug wires. Replaced the plugs. It does have an exhaust leak over here on this header. I put a new coil and a new module in there. I do have a timing light, so if anybody's got suggestions for timing on these trucks, that would be, wow, awesome. But yeah, vacuum issues galore, of course, because, you know, I don't know, where's my plaque? That's the only label I have in here. I don't know where it would even be. Maybe on the fan trot or over there somewhere. I don't know where they would have put that label at. Got the label for the tires and all that stuff still in there. So it seems to me like it was intentionally ripped off this truck, you know, because we're deleting all kinds of stuff here. You know, this thing is completely inoperative other than that one little doodad down there. That's rotted out too. Should replace that. See if that does anything. Let's see. I mean, I put new flush the antifreeze. I should flush it again because of course the calcium buildup is going to tear apart my water pump. I know that's a story I've been told, and I kind of half believe that one. I haven't opened this thing back up yet to see if that's true. When they flushed it, they obviously didn't come in here and do the flush properly. There's still some sediment down inside there, which I can't, you know, I can't hate on somebody for, you know, the payment wasn't cash, let's just say that much. Got him some beer. That's been replaced, obviously, fresh and shiny, unlike everything else in there. That was one of the first things I went for, and indeed, the old one, which is sitting somewhere in that garage, was that thing was done. I don't know, I'll go find that real quick. But that's pretty much the extent of it. Can't think of much else that I've done to it to solve the problem. There was a gas leak. One of the lines had a pinhole in it. I just replaced that with rubber. But yeah, this thing is shot. I don't know. I forget how exactly the action's supposed to happen there, but it's gummy in there and it's just not operating. I did check the vacuum advance. I did the ohm test on that. That seemed to be good. At least it seemed to be. I did clean up the springs and weights. Couldn't find any new ones. Everybody's telling me just get a new distributor. Well, just like the carburetor, I'm not gonna go buy. That's what you do to new cars. You go and buy and replace brand new everything. Throw parts at it, you know, when you got that kind of money. But I've got 1, 2, 3 vehicles I'm working on, you know, so I'm not extra rich, so I'm not just gonna go buy a brand new distributor, put it on a truck that it could be internal anyway. So there you go. Can't think of anything else that I've already done to it. Maybe turn back the timing. Maybe you know, somebody can help me with vacuum or those secondaries. I'm really wanting to believe that that's what it is, because that'd be the cheapest, simplest fix. You know, just throw new ones on there. You know, it's 20 upwards of $50 with a hanger and shipping and whatever. You know, that's not that bad. That's not as bad as replacing a whole distributor, HI coil, all that nonsense. No way. You know, so in any case, appreciate any feedback.